Hello and welcome to my channel, The Enthusiast Garage. In this video, we're gonna turn the interior of the Cougar from this to hopefully this. So in this video, I'm gonna get out the whole interior. I'm gonna remove the seats, as you guys can see, show you how I remove the seats. I'm gonna remove the carpet. I already bought a new aftermarket carpet. I'm gonna be putting in new floor mats. I'm gonna take out the door panels. And my plan is to paint the seats red and the door panels black. This method I've seen before, I've never done. So I'm gonna show you and go through the process of how to paint your own leather seats. In the past, I used to always drop it off at the upholstery place to change the actual leather. But in this situation, the seats are actually in pretty good condition. They are just very dirty. They just need some deep cleaning. So figured might as well try the spray paint method. So we'll see how it's gonna turn out. I'm gonna be using the Dupli color spray paint, the red one. It's a vinyl spray paint. You need a vinyl spray paint. You don't have to get this exact brand. I just like the color of this red that I'm gonna be using. Vinyl spray paint is flexible. If you use regular spray paint, it's gonna ship off, it's not gonna stick. You need a vinyl spray paint. And we're gonna go really easy on it. We're gonna mist it on multiple coats to make sure it sticks on. For the black one, I'm gonna use the Rust-Oleum vinyl, flexible vinyl coating for the door panels. You don't need many material, you just need some acetone to clean the seats, some Scotch-Brite to rough up the surface, and the spray cans themselves. So let's get to it. All right, so I just took out the driver's side seat. As you guys can see, I didn't show it on camera, but I'm about to take out the passenger seat. And to remove them is pretty simple. There's only 4 nuts on the bottom of the car. You don't have to lift the car. You can just reach in. It's 1/2 inch. I had some hard time with this one because they used some aftermarket nuts that were not 1/2 inch. They were 13 millimeter metric. So it took me a while to figure that out, but I just removed it, and now the seat can be removed from the car. So you just lift and take it out. All right, so both seats are out. That's the original carpet that I'm gonna be replacing. Back seats are easy to remove. You just pop it up and it can be removed just like that. So now I'm gonna start taking out all the screws for the carpet, like this one. I'm gonna remove the trims on the side, on both sides. And I'm gonna start taking out the door panel. It should also be held on by similar screws, like the one over here. I can see some of them are missing, like over here and over here. So yeah, I'm gonna set the camera and start taking out the rest of the interior. All right, so this trim piece is held on by 4 Phillip head screws. Oh, there's more screws on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm missing 2 of them. Right, now I'm gonna remove the carpet screws and reveal the carpet, the floor pan. Hopefully I don't see any rust or open a can of worm. Anyways, it's something that need to be addressed regardless. All right. All right, not bad. Let me get the camera. All right, so that's the first time I pop up the carpet, and it's actually not bad looking at all. I can tell they fixed some areas here and there to prevent rust, or maybe to cover the rust area. Over here, for example, the missing screws that were missing for this cover and the door panel, I think they're over here. They're just stuck in that material they added here and there. I don't see any major rust spots, only some surface rust. Here's more stuck screws that are stuck on the bottom of the carpet as well. So I'm gonna take out this whole carpet and start cleaning the whole area under it. All right, so I just removed the second trim on the passenger side, and there's another 2 screws here from this side, and I should be able to remove it now. I'm still gonna remove all the door panels, but I just want to remove the carpet, the back piece of the carpet for now, without making any mess. Interesting. The floor really doesn't look too bad. I'll get the camera and show you. There's some interesting stuff. So I just removed the carpet. That's the floorboard. Let's see if there's any rust under this. Not bad. Not bad. I'll clean up all this area and I'll spray some undercoating. But this is the interesting thing that I found. I think this is original. You can see here, color white. I think that's for the interior. Quality check inspection card. Vinyl top traveler. I'm gonna try to remove it without damaging it. All right, here it is. I see a serial number 585653. Date. I can't really make it out. Quality control. I think that's for the vinyl top. Yeah, vinyl top traveler, because that looks like a vinyl top. So this is for that right here. I wonder why it was under the carpet. Alright, so I'm gonna start by wiping down the seats with just heavy duty cleaning wipes, and then I'm gonna scrub up the surface with some acetone and scotch. Alright, so I cleaned it. I used the Scotch-Brite acetone. I can tell when I start putting the acetone how the color is already changing because it's getting scuffed up, and a lot of the dirt came out easily with the acetone and Scotch-Brite. So now I'm gonna start masking all the areas that I'm not gonna paint, or I don't want red paint to be on. So I'm gonna go through the whole seat and make sure I mask all the railing, all the parts I don't wanna paint. All right, so I actually removed the railing on the bottom. It was pretty simple. There's only 4 screws, 4 screw bolt. They look like this. On the bottom of the railing, I just removed them, and now I don't have to mask the railing, and I can put it on a stool like this. So I can turn it while painting it. So I just cleaned it again, and I wiped it again with some acetone, and I'm gonna start the spraying process now. All right, so the goal with the first phase is to just mist it on. You don't wanna put any heavy coats on. You don't wanna, definitely no overruns, but just a subtle mist that will help the second and third phase to adhere more. So I'm gonna give it 2 to 3 minutes and then go again and probably put 5 layers overall on it, or until I see that it looks pretty good. And I'm not gonna worry about closing the seat and opening it and do any of the hidden areas now. I'm just gonna do the majority of the seat. When it's done and it's dry, then I can open it up and do the areas that I missed. right, that was the second face that I put on. All right, so this is after the third coat. I went pretty heavy on it. After having two first coats of just misting, the third coat I went pretty heavy. That's how it currently sits. It definitely, I feel like it needs two more coats, but I wanna give it time to dry all the way before I put the fourth and fifth coat on. And I am gonna put a clear coat on it to protect the leather, make sure it's not sticky, it doesn't transfer on clothes when you sit on it. That's how it looks like after the third one. And to compare, that's how the seat was. That's the passenger seat. I haven't started on it yet. I wanted to see the full result of the first one before I do all of them. I didn't want to do them all at the same time, then I end up making a mistake, and the mistake is on all of them. So that's why I'm doing it one at a time. If this is looking good, then I'll do the rest at the same time. All right, so here's the progress so far. This is the seat. This is after 24 hours of painting it. It turned out really awesome, honestly. I didn't expect it to look that good. It feels good, doesn't feel dry, doesn't feel like it's gonna crack. It's adhering pretty good. I'm currently painting this one. That's the third coat on it now. And that's the other part of the back seat. I did it yesterday as well. It's been 24 hours, it's feeling great. I ran out of spray cans, so I'm waiting to get more before I can spray the passenger side. Here's the padding from under the carpet. Here's the quarter panels and door panels. I'm still removing the main door panels, but those are the ones from the rear. I'm gonna paint them all black. And here's how the car look like now with no carpet. I removed the front piece, back piece, the padding. Honestly, floorboard doesn't look that bad. There's no major rust spots, only some surface rust. I'm going to vacuum and clean the whole area now. I'm gonna spray some undercoating to prevent it from rusting furthermore or damaging it more. Then I bought some insulation film that I'm gonna be installing all over before I put the padding and new carpet on. So I'm gonna get to it now. All right, so the clear coat just came in. This is it. It's the same brand, duplicate color. It's a clear coat for the seats. So what I'm done, I'm gonna spray some clear coat on it. And that's the undercoat, rubberized undercoat that I'm gonna be using on the inside before I put the insulation on and the new carpet. So I just vacuumed the whole area, and I'm gonna be spraying it almost everywhere, or definitely everywhere I see rust, especially in that passenger side. I hammered a little bit on rust. It didn't go through, so it's still surface rust. Still, I can save it. I think if I spray this, it should be enough to stop it from rusting furthermore. So I'm gonna Alright, so that's all the undercoating sprayed on it. I ran out of the undercoating 3M spray, so I used the reformer, rust reformer, Rust-Oleum on the remaining ones. Now the next step would be to put the insulation on, and then I can start putting all the padding and the new carpet. I did manage to remove the door panel. It was a little bit harder than expected, mainly because I wasn't sure how to remove it, so I started removing all the screws that I can see. But the main thing is you need to remove the handle, all the knobs, the padding here on that armrest. The two covers, small covers, were really annoying to remove. I had a hard time removing them. And then there's the remaining stuff are just clips that look like that you can just pop out. But since the door is really old, when you try to just pop it out, they tend to stay in the door door itself and rip out from the panel. So you need to be careful and gentle with it when you pop them out. But I have the door panel out now, ready to be painted. I'm gonna do the same thing for the passenger side. Remove it and start painting all the panels black now. All right, so the insulation just came in. This is it. That's what I'm gonna be using. It's from Amazon. I will link it down below in the video description box. So this is a thermal insulation, and it helps with the sound, with the cabin noise inside the car. So I'm gonna start putting it inside the car. All right, so the insulation just came in. I'm gonna start putting it, installing it around. This insulation, it helps with keeping the temperature in your car and holding the temperature, and it helps with the cabin noise, road noise, and stuff like that. So there's really not like a specific way to put it. Just try to cover as much stuff as you can without covering the holes for the seat belt or where the seat goes. Try to go around that area. Just try to put as much material as you can, and it's pretty simple to install. You just use a blade to cut it, and then it's a film that you remove and you stick down. So Alright, so I just finished installing all the insulation. It was a pretty easy process. You just peel and stick. Very easy to cut. I like this product. So now I'm gonna start putting the padding that were under the carpet, and then start tackling the carpet. Screwing it down and shaping it the way it's supposed to. Alright, the original padding is back on now. It doesn't look pretty, but it does the job, so that's why I'm reusing it. And I didn't reuse any of the parts that were molded. I threw them away. I don't know if I can buy replacement parts for the padding, but the ones I'm using are still pretty good, are looking good. They will add more padding and insulation to the carpet, so that's why I'm reusing it. Alright, so here's the new carpet. I'm gonna lay it down and try to find all the spots that I need to cut and make adjustments on. I know there's 2 holes that I need to cut for the seat belt. There's 2 over here and 2 over here for passenger and driver. And then there's screw holes that I use to screw the carpet down, that I need to kind of mark with paint or something on the carpet to know where to drill. And there's of course the 4 holes for every seat. So I need to line it up, mark them, and then cut through those holes. So the aftermarket carpet or the new carpet will always be a little bit bigger than original. And they do that on purpose so you can trim to your liking. So that's why it's kind of overlapping here. I'm probably gonna trim all that, but I don't wanna trim too much. I still want it to look nice and cover the whole area. So I'm gonna start working on that now. All right, so I just marked up all the areas that I'm gonna cut. I'll mark them with a silver Sharpie. It's pretty simple to do it. I just go back and forth to see what's under the carpet and what's over. Like I marked X's where the seats will connect. The seat belt holes, and now I'm just gonna use a regular drill bit to cut the hole through it, but I'm not gonna do that yet until I put the front carpet on. Alright, so I just cleaned up half of the panels. We're gonna start painting them now. I pretty much did the same process as the seats, where I clean it up, then I sand it down with a Scotch-Brite and acetone. But what's interesting is all the white panels were previously painted, and as soon as I hit it with acetone, the paint started melting and it made a very big mess. It was much harder to clean than the seats. The seats didn't have that issue. So I masked the chrome that I don't want to paint, and I removed all the trims. I removed all the other parts that I don't need it to be painted. Same thing with the handles, same thing with the remaining stuff around. So I'm gonna start the painting process. All right, so that's after the first coat. Just like the seat, you just wanna mist it on. You wanna be quick with it. You don't wanna have any overruns. So just like that, I did the first coat. Second one, I'm also gonna go easy. The third one, I'm gonna go heavy on it. And then the final one is the fourth one, and this is where I make sure everything's painted. So I got this chrome spray paint. I know all the chrome pieces need to be re-chromed really to look perfect, but I figured might as well try it. So I cleaned up all the metal parts that are pitting. I sanded them down as much as I can. They're still showing pitting on it. I don't like the results now, but they do look way better than they used to. Let me see if I have an example. I didn't leave one. Oh, here we go. So that's how all the pieces were looking. If I can get a focus, here we go. That's how they all looked. So after I cleaned them up and sprayed them, they look maybe 20% better than they were. So I'm just gonna do that for now. I do have a lot of chrome pieces that need to be re-chromed, so maybe eventually I'll take them all out and send them to the place to get them re-chromed. But I don't wanna put them back the way they were looking before. Here's the door panel. This is completely done now. I did the clear coat on it. Let me put it next to the old door panel. All right, so here's the before and after. That's how the door panel looked like. That's how it is now. I really like how this one turned out. I masked the chrome trim, so. I really like how it turned out. Yeah, I'm gonna do the remaining ones now. I just installed the passenger side door panel. So I used the new door window knob that I got. This is the old one that I painted. So you can see the difference, real chrome with the paint chrome. Definitely real chrome is way better. This is how the handle turned out. Same thing, I painted those two, so I don't really like the way they look. It definitely look way better than it used to. From far away, you can't even tell the difference. The door panel itself, the black leather, is looking great. And I used the new clips on the door. So I was able to find those clips online. Those are the door clips. Instead of using the old ones, that's how the original door clip looked like. I can get a focus on it, here we go. So I did use all new door clips on it, and it's looking pretty good. Here's the new door lock hardware on it. Yep. I just finished painting the quarter panels. They turned out pretty good. One thing I struggled with is the outside temperature. I noticed whenever it's really cold, the paint wasn't looking that good. So with the door panels, for example, it was like 40 degrees outside when I painted it. So even though I did like 4 or 5 coats and clear coat, but you can see how it got faded on some sides, glossy on other sides. It's not consistent. Whenever it's around 70 degrees outside, the paint look way more consistent. So keep that in mind if you have like a heater or something. or you're painting. If it's too cold, definitely it's worth turning it on. Yeah, the texture on it's pretty good. Alright, so I just installed the railing back on the seat, and I made sure to grease up and oil up the whole assembly. It was very, it gets stuck a lot before and hard to move. I did adjust this spring right here, so when you pull the handle, both of them will move. So I'm still working on putting the second rail on the second seat, but let me show you guys an update on how the car looks like. Big improvement already. I installed the carpet. Carpet took me a while to put together. I had to cut a lot around the edges. Here's the door panels. Here's the back seats. I'm really happy with how the back seats turned out. The door panels, not that much, but the back seats are looking great. So I got some Velcro to attach this. Previously, this was completely ripped off, this like side pocket, and I wanted to reuse it. I like the way it looks. I like the Cougar logo on it. So I bought some Velcro just so I can put it together and it will stop opening like that. Here's the carpet. I did mess up here, so I had to put an extra piece, but again, I am gonna go manual swap, so this whole thing will look way different when I'm done. Here's the plastic covers that I painted over there. They're looking way better than before. Same thing over here. So now really interior wise, the only thing I need is the new dash, the new clusters, so I can get rid of this ugly finish over here. And interior should be done with a manual shifter, and maybe I'll upgrade the stereo. It doesn't have radio now. I'll probably make a custom bracket and make it doubled in or something. But yep, I'm gonna get back to it now and install the front two seats. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the process. I'm really happy with the result. Wear and tear wise, I'm only gonna find out with time. Hopefully I don't get all my clothes stained red from now on. But the seats turn out great. The door panels, not that good. There's improvement to be done there. Remember, this is a DIY. I don't do this for a living. I'm not a professional, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and always try to do your own research before you start following people on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Bye.